Hey guys, welcome back to Crazy Not Crazy with Kim, Billy, Joe, and Laura, episode 23.
Hi
Welcome
guys.
So if you haven't been able to, I know I say this every episode, but if you haven't been able to listen to our other episodes, you can go to our website, crazynotcrazy-podcast.castos.com, and there you'll find all of our links to our Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and follow, like, and share, all that stuff.
Yep. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Leave us messages.
Yeah, do all
that
stuff.
fun stuff.
Yeah. I know I'd like to start out with a shout out from episode 20 when I was talking about how I got hacked, how foolish of me.
Yeah, that was
But
crazy.
I do want to give US Cellular a shout out because, of course, my bank told me to go to them and they'll scan my phone to make sure nobody was on it because I was so scared to go on my phone thinking I'm still being hacked. And so I did go to US Cellular. And one bad thing is they don't scan your phone. They have nothing to scan your phone with. But that's okay, though, because he said, let me see, I'll take a look at your phone.
Yeah.
So he showed me, and he was really good about it. And he showed me how to go in and look at my apps to make sure nothing was on there and what I could get rid of.
Right.
But he went through my phone and went through all the apps and got rid of stuff. And he said I should be fine. And he said, don't be too hard on yourself because there's
sure
a
it
lot of
happens.
scammers out
Yeah.
there.
They probably get a lot of people coming in to check their
Yeah.
phones, I bet. Yeah.
Sure, it happens
Well,
a
he
lot.
knew exactly what to do, and
Yeah.
he wasn't like, oh, you're foolish. What did you do? He was
Right.
like, don't feel bad because happens more than you think. He says, let me see your phone. He went through it and he was showing me. So they don't have a scan to scan your phone to make sure nobody's on there. Nobody's still on there, but they were able to go on and get rid of any apps that
That's good.
didn't belong on my
Yeah.
phone. So
Yeah.
That's good.
made
So
me
I
feel
think-
a lot better.
Yeah, so I think that's a good shout out, but I think that leads to a good tip of the week. While we're doing shout outs, let's do a tip of the week.
All
So
right.
if you get hacked, right, which would suck.
If you pull a Kim.
If you heard what she went through, but now you can go to US Cellular and they can check your phone for you. So that's a good tip for everybody out there,
Tip of the week.
I mean, if you make it that far, go get your phone checked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
most of you probably know what to do,
And-
but somebody like me that's not, I don't really
Yeah.
know that much about technology. I'm winging it. I thought I was smart with technology, but not when it comes to people lying and cheating like that. Like, I really it was so
right. Well,
stupid.
you're not like that, so you wouldn't dream of. You
You
just don't
don't-
even think about stuff like
Right.
that because you
Right.
just, your mind's not there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It was
So-
really, it really bothered me that I fell
Yeah.
for it. So
Yeah, and you feel violated when something like that happens to you. I know when I got hacked a couple years ago around Christmas time, I got $900 stolen from me out of my account, and I felt violated.
right.
Like I felt
yeah, but
so
I was violating
pissed.
myself though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda
You
walked
actually
into
got
it.
violated.
Yeah.
You didn't know anything about it. I violated myself,
Yeah,
you know?
and
walked
kept
into
going.
that, yeah.
And I know
Yeah,
it.
she let him in. She
Every
was like,
step of
"What do
the
you want
way."
to do now?"
I almost think the guy felt bad for me and was trying to give me ways to get out of it. And I was like, no, what do I do?
Yeah, you want me to remote you into my phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do I do that? No.
But no, it really did though, because then I was so scared, and I'm still scared of my phone, because I'm
Yeah.
like, everything I'm just like, is this a real email? Like,
Yeah,
should I
yeah.
I
even
think
open
you got,
this?
peace of mind now. Your phone's clear, so you don't
Yeah.
have to be afraid of it. But be wary of people calling and trying to get information from you or anything like that.
Well, to be honest
That's
with
what
you,
You should be
be
like that
worried
old
about.
lady, you know what I mean? That's 70 and it's like, oh, you need my social security.
I know.
Hold on.
Billy Joe and
I'll
Laura are in jail.
Yeah.
Send $5,000 at Walmart parking lot, and they'll give us back
Okay,
to you.
I'll be right there. Still, want to give me a ride?
Oh man, no, I really, in all fairness and honestness, you guys, I never really, like you
No,
said
no,
though, I just started this online stuff. I was so paranoid about it. I didn't want anything to do with online banking. I didn't even want my credit card out there,
She knew what she was capable of.
It's one of those
Right.
things though too. You see these commercials and you're like, yeah,
who would fall for that?
Yeah,
some people are
who's
gonna
so
fall
dumb
for
to
that,
do
you know.
that?
I did that. I remember years ago they had a big rise with people going to the emergency rooms with getting stitches in their hand for cutting bagels. They were holding the bagel in their hand and cutting them, and they'd go through the bagel and cut their hand. I
Wow.
watched the whole thing and sat there and was like, those people are dumb.
And the Laura's like, I
Right.
move for
Like,
bagel.
I swear to God, the same week I
No.
was cutting a bagel and I just like sliced my hand and I ended up in the ER and had 5 freaking
Oh my
stitches.
gosh. So now I feel better. I'm not the only
Yeah.
one that people say, who's the dumb person that would fall for that? It's both of
Yeah.
That's
us.
funny.
You know, it just happens.
Oh, that
like,
sucks.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But going back to like recapping, you know, a couple episodes ago we had talked about our emergency room visit when you had gotten bit by the dog,
Oh, yes,
and
yeah.
it was just a quick recap. Like we were just really young and having a good time, and like didn't have insurance. A bunch of young girls show up in the ER like drunk with a Kim's finger ripped off, and the we had used she had used her friend's insurance.
No, I didn't.
Whatever.
No, I didn't.
Not
She
really.
said
Whoa.
Her name. Her name.
I did not fraud the insurance
Yeah, no,
company.
nothing was frauded because we laughed. I mean, the nurses were like, "You girls are idiots. I'm calling your mom." She called Kim's
You're
mom,
like, shit,
thinking
don't
it was
call mom.
Tammy.
Because
You
back then, there
know.
was no calling mom. Like,
Yeah.
mom was a threat. back
No, but
then.
I was scared. That's why
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, you gotta call my mom. I want my mommy, you know,
Yes.
like.
And we just bailed on the hospital, but Kim's mother did get that call though, like you know, and this is before we had cell phones, and I got
Right.
thinking about. Like I don't even remember what we did afterwards, but I'm sure we
We
like
went to
and
another
partied
party.
someplace, you know. So I was like thinking about it. I'm like, your poor mom got this call in the middle of the night. Like she knows like something's not right, you know.
Yeah.
And we just
And
go
then,
on
like,
and
never got
party.
followed up with it
And
until you
like,
guys
when
decided
you
to
think
start
about it,
go
your
home.
mother probably was up for the rest of that night, right? Like,
Oh, I'm sure she's
waiting
like, where's
for
my
you to roll
kid?
in.
You know?
you know, like just so scared, and like that's before we even had like ways to contact people and find them.
But you're right,
That was
though,
before
Laura.
cell phones,
Yeah.
yeah.
But even
Because
with cell
thinking of it, like you
phones-
just said, though, you know, not even thinking of that, though. The hospital called my mom and said, I have your daughter here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm on the phone, Mom, crying, you know, dramatic, you know. And
Drunk and dramatic.
then I'm like, I gotta go because they're all yelling at me. We gotta get out of here, Kim. So we left. I hang up on my mom. We go back out and party. I don't feel a dog bite anymore. You know, I'm fine. And go home the next morning. And, you know, I mean, my mother was stressed out all night long,
Yes,
wondering what
yeah.
happened to her daughter. Is she in the hospital? Did she die? Like, is something
Right.
happen? You know?
Yeah.
We never even got to tell her what the issue
Right.
was. Just me crying that I'm in the hospital and then bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she probably wanted to kill you when you came rolling in.
I
that
bet,
whenever you did from like that
I
night,
can't remember
you know?
because I was probably drunk when you guys dropped me off.
Yeah.
So I was probably
So
like,
now we're parents, we're moms, we understand. Like back then, you don't get it. You don't understand
Right.
all that. You're just like, who cares? She'll be fine. I'll tell her in the morning, or or I won't tell her at all.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what made me
And you
think
think
of
nothing
it.
of it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't-
but now
what's-
being a mom, and
I
you've
wouldn't
had
have
that
even told my
happen to
mother if the
you.
hospital didn't call. You know,
Right.
like, well, I probably would have because, like I said, you know, Mom.
Yeah, mommy.
She would have
Yeah.
like just had the like ignorance is bliss, like everything's
Right.
fine. She's like spending the night at her friends
Yeah,
and
they're
like
having a
you know.
sleepover. They're
Yeah.
eating popcorn and watching movies.
But no,
They're so
instead
sweet.
she gets that phone call, you know. So now she knows.
Yeah.
Now she's just pissed.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't blame her. Like,
Well, she
Yeah.
was
you
scared
know,
all night till she
scared
seen me,
and-
I'm sure.
and
And then
then-
the anger
yes.
was there.
Yeah, because you don't know if to be mad or scared or like what's going
Yes.
on.
Those
you
phone
know.
calls are never fun as a mom. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
No, I'll
Gotten
tell
too many
you.
of 'em.
When Marissa was 18, she moved to Texas and El Paso, Texas.
Mhm.
She loved it there, you know. She's young, wanted to travel. Good for her, you know. But one night about 3 a.m, she calls my phone, and she was over and she went to Mexico with 2 of her other friends. I'm talking, these girls are 90 pounds, soaking wet,
Yeah.
18 years old, beautiful
Beautiful girls,
Yeah.
American
definitely.
girls, you
Right,
know.
right.
So they go over to Mexico. They're eating their burritos and tacos, whatever, and drinking up, having a good old
'Cause you only have
time.
to be 18 to drink there.
Right? Yeah. So they loved it. You know, they were like,
They're
"We're going
"Woohoo,
over."
We're going to
Yeah.
Texas. I mean,
And
Mexico.
Mexico, yeah.
They were in good. It
Yeah,
was,
they
you
were
know,
in Texas.
Yeah.
They were in Texas, went to Mexico, and they were having fun. Before, you know, like she didn't even tell us she was going or anything, so I had no clue where she was.
Yeah.
But then she says they got pulled over by the cops or the police. Sorry, I don't know. You know, police. Yeah.
Felicia.
Mexico.
No, she's
Yeah.
speaking Spanish
Yeah.
to us now.
She all of a sudden knows Spanish because her daughter went to Mexico.
She only went once, and I know Spanish
Oh my
now.
God, me too.
But she said that they had 3 young American girls there. So they wanted all the cash they had. They took the girl's watch that she had on. They took
That's
their jewelry.
crazy. That's like stuff you hear in movies, you know?
That's
Right.
exactly what Marissa said to me. She goes, Mom, I thought this stuff only happened in movies.
Right.
You guys, like, I was like,
And-
where are you now? She's like, we're back in Texas. I'm like, thank God. But then I got so angry because I've always warned my kids, be careful of your surroundings. You know, like,
yeah.
don't put yourself in harm's way.
Right.
And not only that, the sex trafficking, I'm like, you guys, we would have never found you. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were in Mexico. You know, it's like, when your
Right.
kids don't live with you, it's hard to, like, pay attention to what they're doing every night, you know?
Yeah.
If Lexi was gone overnight, I'd be like, where are you? But Marissa's out doing her own thing, lives in Texas. We communicate, but
Right.
Yeah.
she's out partying for a night.
Yeah.
She takes off to freaking Mexico.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Mom, I was going to get a taco, Mom. Well, good. Well, you almost got sex trafficked.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
and
God
and
knows
I would,
that, yeah.
we're never gonna find you again. So of course I was mad, and she didn't want to hear it. But she really understood though, because she was scared. They were
Yeah.
all really scared. They were
I
like,
can
Mom, we thought
imagine.
this only
I'm
happened in the
telling you, you
movies.
see
Yeah.
like that happens in movies, but in real life, and that is like terrifying. They had to
Oh,
have been
yeah.
so scared, and they're so lucky. Like there was a good lesson for them
Yeah.
without like any harm, heart attack to Kim or a stroke or whatever. Because by the time you get that call, not only you getting that call, she's in Texas and you're in Maine.
Right.
Right.
You know, so even
Right.
that's like not easy to even get to Texas to get to her if something
Yeah.
happens.
When
you know?
she told me she was moving to Texas, I had a complete breakdown. I was like, I can't come. That's too far to come. If something goes wrong, it's too far to come get you. You know,
Right.
like why do you have to go so far? And she's like,
yeah. You
Mom,
can't
you
just
can't
go
tell me
get
what
it
to
real
do.
quick. Yeah.
and that's what I told her. I can't just hop in my car and go get you. You know,
No.
like. And she's
No.
like, Mom, I'll be fine.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
all
well, that's
right.
what they always think too. Like, why? What are you like so worried about?
She was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Just that one stupid thing that they
Yeah.
did, And here we're talking about my dog bite and all that, So, and what I did to my mother. So
Right.
I completely get it. But you
Yeah.
guys, I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, this is some scary shit, you guys. You don't
Yeah.
do this,
No,
you know?
and you
But
don't
that-
know.
Yeah, and you were
Just-
probably up all night, like, from the time you got the call until the time you knew, like, she was like
She's
home
home
and
safe.
safe, you know?
Right,
It's
right.
like you're just paralyzed.
And there's
You
nothing I
know?
can do. It's not like I'm there with her, and by the time I get a flight out there, like she's already gone.
She's
go-
long gone.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
so-
only takes doesn't take very long.
Yeah,
for
so
somebody
I
to
think
snatch
what
somebody up.
we're trying to say is like, sorry to our moms,
Yeah.
because
Right.
we've all done it and now
Oh
we
my
get
gosh.
it, but like,
yeah. Really.
Now,
know?
being a mom and we're going through it, it's
you
like,
understand it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of the story. We were down in Florida, and we were staying at this hotel right on the beach and stuff on Daytona Beach. And Bill and I and the kids are out at the pool and stuff, hanging out all day, having a couple of beers or whatever. Well, a mom and her son were kind of, they're hanging around, and she seemed really cool. We were all kind of chit-chatting all day and, had a lot of things in common and, I don't know, just chit-chatting. And her son was getting along with the kids, and he was the same age as the twins. And whatever. So all day long, she's sitting around having beers with us and stuff. And Emily and her son are, this, you can see a little bit of a connection,
yeah.
a teenage little
guys
crush.
are on vacation
Yeah,
in Florida.
yeah.
It's
Right.
probably
Right.
like 20 degrees here.
Yes,
you know,
exactly. So anyway, so come later on in the afternoon, we had spent pretty much all day outside with these guys hanging out, and she asked if Emily could go across the street to have a bite to eat with them. And at first I was like, no, this, and me and Bill were both like, well, we talked about it, and because she was like, please, Mom, it's just across the street. And the woman was like, well, we're gonna walk across the street, like it's literally, you could watch us. So me and Bill were like, well, we'll sit out on the front porch and watch the whole time.
so you could see them, like,
Right, we'd be able to watch her.
Okay,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? So, and me and Bill are pretty paranoid people. It's not like we're like, yeah, go ahead, like we'll see what happens. We were kind of like contemplating.
how old
it,
was Emily?
She was almost 16.
Oh, 16, but she is
Yeah.
beautiful. So
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
like,
God,
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
totally.
So it comes time, and we're like, okay, well, me and Bill go around around the condo, and we go out front so we can see everything. And again, you can see the restaurant right there. And again, we spent all day with this woman. She was a
Right,
nice
yeah.
person. She
Yeah.
weren't threatening. She weren't like weird. Her son was very nice. He was getting along with all the kids, and and it weren't like a weird nice. They weren't like a
Right.
too nice. He was just a
Yeah.
normal kid,
Yeah, and I
just-
think being on vacation sometimes you just meet people who are there on
yeah, and
vacation,
it was just
hanging
kind of
out,
cool,
and you
and she was
vibe,
really,
and
her and him
yeah.
were kind of connecting, and so anyway, so we're watching them, and they go towards her van, and she opens up her van.
Oh, she even had a van?
Yeah, she had a caravan. It was a
Ah.
caravan. And Emily starts to go, and I'm coming off onto the front porch, and Emily starts heading into, like, going in, like, opening the door. And I start tweaking like a psycho. I'm
Hell
screeching.
yeah.
Wait, I thought they
across-
were walking.
Oh, yeah, that was.
They walked across the street to the van that was
Oh.
No,
parked,
the van was
or
parked right in the parking lot.
in the
right,
parking
yeah, because they were
lot.
staying in the
Oh,
same
yeah.
condo as us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they were staying right there. So she was right in the parking lot down below us, and I start tweaking like a psycho. I'm like, do not get in that van. I'm like, what are you talking about? You said you were walking across the street. And I mean, I'm like, just like, out of my mind. Bill comes out, and, Bill, of course, is like, he starts flipping out, like, Emily, don't get in that van. And so they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And Mom gets out. She's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Like, and I'm like, you said you were walking across the street. I'm
Right.
like, my daughter's not getting in the van with you. For one, we've been having beers together all day.
Yeah, and
You
if
don't
you're
drink and
cool,
drive
you
with my
should,
kid in the car.
Yeah, and if you're
Number
cool,
two-
you should know that.
Right.
Yeah, and number two, my kid's not
Yeah.
getting in the car with you. I don't know you other than sitting here for the last 10 hours and hanging out with you. I don't mind that she walks across the street because Bill can throw a rock and knock you the hell out from here to where you're going to walk.
Right,
Yeah.
If you
right.
need to, you know what I mean? But I'm like, you're not going to take my kid in your car. And so she gets out very apologetic, like, oh my gosh, so sorry. Like, I didn't even think about it. And I'm like, well, you need to think. I was like, this is somebody else's daughter. And I'm tweaking out, and Emily's just like horrified that I'm acting like a psycho.
But I know you
Yeah.
had every right to
You
do
did.
gosh,
like
yeah.
what any
So-
of us would do.
Yeah,
Like, I
so
would,
we were like, you're not going anywhere with them. Like, and Bill's like, they can go, but we're going. He yells to Darian, get your shoes on, Darian, we're going out to eat. So Darian's like, okay. Darian puts his shoes on. Bill, they run right downstairs, and they follow them to the restaurant.
You didn't go?
No, I know.
Oh.
Bill's like, no. He's like, because I was like, no, go ahead. Like, I'm all set. Like, I'm going to sit here in case, like, Rico Suave or somebody
Right.
shows up. I'm going to take him down. Like, whoever was going to meet her here, I'm taking him down. Bill's
Right.
going with them. No.
You're the lookout.
Yeah,
Like, I'm going to see who's
lookout.
coming to take my
Yeah,
daughter.
he's looking outside the restaurant. But yeah, so Bill and Darian joined them for supper. Bill sat right at the same table with them, and Emily was horrified.
well,
Absolutely.
that's all right, because you know what? Like, that's nice that, like, he still, like, went and had dinner and was like,
Gave
hey,
them
Yeah.
a chance.
you know, like,
Yes.
you guys probably aren't fucking sex traffickers.
Right,
I'm giving you the benefit of
but-
the doubt, but I'm not taking the chance.
Yeah,
and
and the
any
kid
normal
actually
person
was
would
really nice.
understand,
Bill
you
said
know.
that the boy was like, I get it. He's like, and he was even explaining to Emily, he's like, we're in Florida, like, somebody could kidnap you and go anywhere. From
And that's
here.
exactly how it happens.
Yeah.
Like, that's
And
Right.
we
the
explained
perfect
to Emily
bait right
like
there, you know?
they don't send this big burly, ugly, hairy guy after a young, pretty girl like you. They send in the good-looking boys. They reel you in with that, and then they take you somewhere.
So true.
I'm like, so, and, she was so mad. They came back from the restaurant. Of course, Bill was hoofing right behind her. And, they just come right in. And Bill's like, oh, she's pissed. And I'm like, she comes in all upset. And I'm like, well, you know what? You're mad at me now. I said, but you're going to be lucky tomorrow that you're alive. And you're going to thank me someday that I did this. I'm like, but
Oh yeah,
for
and
tonight
you
you're
better
mad. I
someday
don't
when
care.
it's my grandkids, you better be doing
Yes.
the same freaking thing.
Yeah.
So you
But-
know.
You know, did she eventually know why? Like,
Oh,
she
no,
finally
she
got
did.
it.
She did. It took her a couple days to, like, come around and be like, I get
You
it.
embarrassed her, and
Yes,
that's all. She didn't
all
see,
it was
I don't think she was
embarrassing.
scared. She was more embarrassed and
Yeah.
like, Mom, why did you do that?
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
she was very embarrassed by me, especially when
Yeah.
I was acting like a psycho on the front
Yeah.
porch. But
But
I was
here
like,
you
"Eh,
are, though.
nothing I
You're
regret."
saying,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna walk across the street now. I'm watching you get in the van with my daughter. You've been drinking all day long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
just
you just
that
said you were
too.
walking across the street.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna
like,
be.
I wouldn't even get in the
And you
car
know
if I
that
had
we
beers
don't
with
know
my
each
kids.
other, like
Right.
Like
you
you
know.
certainly aren't.
yeah.
You're not gonna drive my kids drunk when I
No.
don't even do it. You
No,
know.
and
Yeah.
you're not taking my kid anywhere. I don't give a shit even if you're sober.
Right.
Like I will come off this porch like a kung fu master and just right in the head.
You probably are. She was probably. You didn't even
No,
have to
she
do
was
that,
like
'cause
looking
she
at
was
me like, I'm so sorry.
You had every right to.
I don't think she was expecting that. So, anyways, good story. Another just lesson learned, and
Lesson
another
learned,
thing where
right.
kids just don't understand it until you become a parent. You don't understand it.
Yeah.
So-
And as a parent, we
But it
understand
ended good.
it. 'cause-
Actually, they still talk. They're friends. They ended up, these two, he actually met up with us last year. He
Oh,
came
is
to
he
Florida.
the one
He's the one
that-
that came to Florida last year and
Oh,
visited
Oh, he
her.
was a
okay.
cute
He
boy.
was-
I can see
Yes.
why she was like, yeah, I want to go out.
Yeah, and remember he just came
Yeah,
and hung out with us.
and he did
Very
seem
nice
like
boy.
a nice kid.
He
yeah,
did.
Yes.
He's a little cutie
But like you
too.
said, they send the good looking ones in, you
Yes.
know, like, and then all of a sudden mom's entertaining while the other guy's
Right.
down there ready to just snag
Right,
her.
you just
don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, it's not happening. But they still, like, they talked
So-
2 years later. They're still talking, like,
So
as friends.
they didn't do anything, like they were good people anyways,
Yes,
you
they
know.
were.
It's
It
just-
turned out that they were good people.
Right.
Yeah.
Mama Bear came out
I
and
was a
that was
psycho
it. So
and,
no,
and
you
shit
weren't.
all over
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, hey, that happens. So like, but
And maybe
we'll
she'll
always
learn never to
like.
do that again. Maybe she'll be like, geez, a lesson learned on my end too. Like I didn't even like
She
realize.
didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, we tell the kids all the time, but when you're in the moment, just like you being hacked, like all the time, we always talk about it, you know, but in the moment,
Yeah.
everything just like went out the window for a
Everything was
second,
going
you
fine,
know.
and yeah.
Now
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
but you
I
knew
hope I don't
before.
forget you guys. I'm kind of old, you know. Like no, I won't forget though because you know you guys actually helped me out when I told you this though because I really and I'm gonna sound so stupid saying this. I never gave it a thought that I had to call Amazon itself. You know, like
right.
Yeah.
why wouldn't I have thought that? Like, you know, I did think when he was like, open up your bank account and let's see what's missing. And I'm like, why would I do that
Yeah.
for you? I'm going to call my bank.
Or you probably
know?
just go on your Amazon account online anyways. Like you can just go on
Laura,
your
he had me
online-
go
yeah.
on that.
Well, not with him on the phone. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
When you first got
Not with him.
the
Just
notification,
do that by
you
yourself.
know, that's when you would have done it. It's just gone and checked out your Amazon account.
But
You would've been
honestly,
like,
I'm not
oh,
that
no.
smart either, though, because I would have been like, is it pending? Is it not showing up here because it's
Right.
pending? Do you know, every time I go on, I have to look for my orders and stuff. Like, how do I get this? How do I find my order? So, no, that wouldn't have worked for me because I would have been like,
Lost
it's in there
in
somewhere. I
ways,
just
yeah.
don't know where to find
Then
it.
if you're on the
so.
site though, then go and get their phone number right from the site, and then you can call them and they'll
Yeah.
help you.
Well, the weird thing is like I wasn't completely numb to it because I did say, "Well, who are you?" You know, I said, "Do you even work for Amazon?" And he did ramble off a badge number, and I
As
was
she's
like,
opening up her bank account.
"No," as he like I swear to God, he rambled off a badge number, and I was like, "Well, he's giving me a badge number. I don't have to write it down."
Yeah, it's a badge number. It's
Yeah,
definitely,
it's
it's definitely
official.
legit. I mean, if they get a badge number, it's legit.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
one more thing about this. I know, sorry guys, but this like when Lexi told me this freaked me out more than anything. I guess you have face recognition on your phones and stuff.
Some phones you set it up for that. Yes.
Right. So like with her phone, she's like, "Mom, good thing you didn't have this on it because as you were talking to him, it would have opened up. If you would have clicked on your bank, it would have got your face
Oh.
impression,
Oh,
and it would have automatically opened it up." And I was like, "What? You can do
Yeah.
that?" I said, "Don't ever do that to my phone because I am stupid and I will end up doing that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So there's
well,
another
you might
good
do
tip
that
for
without
everybody.
even realizing it, though. You know
Well,
what
she
I mean?
said, "Show
Any
me what you were
situation.
doing." So I showed her, and she's like, "Look at Mom. That would have been your face. Your phone would have recognized your
Yeah.
face, and it would have ended up
that would have
opening up
made
your
it so
account."
much easier for them.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm really new to this
Poor guy
technology.
had to work to get what he wanted. He didn't
Yeah.
even get it.
You guys, he had to really work because I'm like, I can't understand you. I don't know what you're saying to me. Here, I'm gonna, and he actually spelled it out for me, and I fell for
You're,
it.
still, you're like writing it down. You're like, what did you say? Okay.
No,
what-
I had him on speakerphone, and I was like, "Yes, I'm in the Play Store." Okay, well, type this. I'm like, I can't understand what you're saying to me. He's like, "I'm gonna spell it for you," and he's like, "APP."
You're like, okay, APP.
And I did too. Oh, it's so stupid.
Remote in REMOTENIN.
It was so foolish, but you know, it could have gone a lot worse. Believe me, it could have been. Like if I had the facial recognition, you know, like all
Yeah.
that stuff that people were telling me afterwards, I'm like,
Yeah.
I would have never known half this stuff though, you know?
Right. Scary. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Couple lessons of the week there.
yeah, we had some good tips of the week and some good shout outs, and we also had a candle winner.
Oh,
yes.
We decided that was going to be the prize for our contest.
Yeah.
So Carrie is getting
And all
a
you
candle
people that
because
didn't
of that.
guess, you're not even up in the
Yeah.
in the running for it.
But we are gonna have a question every week, you guys. So maybe next week somebody
Yeah.
could win something else, you
Yeah.
know?
Maybe.
But
You gotta play to win.
congratulations to
Yeah.
Carrie. Our
Thank
first
you,
prize.
Carrie.
And the question was, what was your last suggestion of I don't know
Yes, a little gnome guy.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she had suggested,
Sir Gnome It All. Sir Gnome It All.
yes.
Yes.
And she like guessed that too. She answered our question for our giveaway. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she gets the
Yeah.
candle. Woo!
Congratulations,
Yay.
Mary. Thanks for responding.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
but yeah,
we'll have another question another time for you guys.
yeah,
And-
definitely.
We'll definitely do try and do a question a week just to,
Yeah.
just to put it out there.
Maybe for the next episode, we'll think of something for you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe if you
Yeah.
like.
If you come back for
Yeah.
episode 24. Night,
All right,
everybody.
everybody have a good night.
Good night.